Hi, and welcome to COVID-19 Parenting. I'm Julie Joback, the school counselor at Arroyo.
And I'm Teresa Wace. I'm a marriage and family therapist who works in downtown San Carlos, and I'm part of the San Carlos School District mental health team. Today, what we're going to talk about is sibling rivalry. What's the difference between healthy and unhealthy amounts of rivalry?
Yes, this is such a great topic because your kids have been home for a really long time, and I'm sure there have been arguments. And maybe you're wondering, like, is this healthy? Is this unhealthy? Maybe you even talk to your friends, like, what's going on in your house? And you're trying to gauge what's going on. Or maybe you don't even know how to help your kids in those moments because maybe it triggers you too. But we're here to help. And we're going to do a few sessions on this to give strategies. But today we're going to learn a little bit more about what is healthy and what isn't healthy. And so we got to think about, are relationships being harmed, or people being respected or disrespected? Teresa, what do you want to add to all of this?
The thing that I want to add the most, and what's a defining feature about what's healthy and not healthy, is it has to do with our brain chemistry. Negative amplification versus positive amplification. What does that mean? Well, believe it or not, there's an enormous amount of chemistry going on in your brain, kind of like your brain on drugs. And I'll give you an example of that. When we first start a relationship, our brain has a lot of what are called endogenous chemistry going on that makes us feel really attracted to someone, like very deeply attracted, to where you can barely think of anything else. Our every day, our interactions in our family, our brain's a little bit on drugs, let's put it that way, in a good way. And so let's talk about what negative amplification is when it comes to fighting or interacting in the household. What that is your brain has something called the negativity bias naturally. What this has done for you in terms of wiring is it's kept all your ancestors alive. So now here you are watching this video. You're in existence. Keeping someone alive, how does our brain do that? Well, look, Uncle Sam got too close to that cliff over there. He fell off. I need to remember that. Aunt Marta over there ate that berry and she died. I need to remember that. So the negativity bias is actually a survival tool that we have inside of our brains. It's just we don't need it like we used to. We have to manage it so that the ratio of negative thought, negative amplification, in fights stay equal or lower than the positive. And it's hard to do because we're wired for negative. Let's talk about what's positive amplification. Hey, you did a really good job arguing that point with me today. That's positive amplification. I was so impressed with how respectful you are when we were in that fight today. That's positive amplification. Hey, I really hear your perspective. We differ, but I'm learning something from hearing that. That's positive amplification. So you want to coach or teach your children how to keep enough of a ratio of positive amplification versus negative amplification. I hate when you do that, when it just degrades down. And we all know our kids best. So pay attention. It has to be authentic of how to amplify the interactions when children are fighting to make them equal or more positive. It helps the family a lot.
That is great information. And it's a lot of information, right? So this is the time, parents, where you get to really start paying more attention to the arguments and seeing what's going on in your house. Is it more negative? Is it more positive? Is it equal? And if you want some strategies, stay tuned for our next video, because we are going to be sharing a lot of strategies that really do help families move up towards more positive interactions, even through arguing, fighting, sibling rivalry. So until next time, I'm Julie.
And I'm Teresa. Thank you for your time today.